funny how everyone always talks about you have to give yourself grace and patience and everything else like that when it comes to healing. But no one ever really talks about how ugly it gets when you start to heal. How you're gonna have to confront your demons, confront your trauma, understand where your triggers are coming from. And that isn't easy. That isn't fun. It's ugly. You have to deconstruct yourself to reconstruct yourself. Especially if you have a shitty foundation. Especially if you're a person with, like me, who has borderline personality disorder where, hell, you have to reconstruct everything because you don't have a real sense of self, and all you do have is this void because you weren't ever really taught how to be you. You were taught how to be the perfect version for everyone else so you could survive. But no one ever tells you, yeah, you're gonna have to go through it. There are gonna be a lot of days where you're just gonna cry, where you're just gonna be mad, where you're just gonna be depressed and all these other things. No one ever talks about that. And the reason why healing hurts, it's because your mind and your ego want to justify the trauma that you've been through. But just because you can justify it, intellectualize it, put it into a nice little box with a ribbon on it, doesn't mean you're healed. Nah, it just means you've accepted what happened. But to heal, you gotta go past accepting. You gotta accept what has happened and then see how that specific moment, that specific event has altered your life. Because if not, you're never really growing, you're never really healing. But it's fucking hard. Like for me, I relive a lot of moments. And it drains me. And it makes me question what's real and what's not. And a lot of the time, I just want to shut off what's happened. I want to shut off the emotions that come with it all. But that's not going to heal me. That's just going to continue the cycle. I think that's one of the hardest things that I'm dealing with right now, is that I no longer want to just shut off all my emotions and intellectualize everything that's going on just so that it can happen again in the future. No, right now I'm actually trying to feel everything and not drown in goddamn fucking emotions because they're so fucking volatile with everything. Because it's so much goddamn easier to shut down and shut everyone away than it is to fucking ask for help. Because I'd rather bear this pain alone than open up and let others in, because I've been let down so many fucking times in the past. But guess what that does? That doesn't do shit. Because you're allowing your trauma to connect what has happened in the past and the people of the past with the people of the present. And that doesn't do anything for you. I'm not saying that you have to go to each and every person when something happens, but what I am saying is that you got to learn how to open up and ask for help. Yeah, it's terrifying to ask for help. But if not, what the hell are you doing? That's part of healing. Part of healing is understanding the proper boundaries that come when it comes to asking for help. There are some people that want everyone else to solve all the problems in the world for them, and that isn't healthy, because you have to be able to solve your own problems as well. But there are people like me who rarely ever open up and actually ask for help. And guess what that does? That makes you drown in your own shit. That doesn't help. It helps for a moment. It helps for a second. But in the long run, when you actually want to try to make some serious connections with people, it triggers you. It really will fucking trigger you and make you want to push everyone away and leave you fucking confused on why Your fucking head is all over the place. Why you can't even think straight anymore. Why everything just feels like a blur and a fog. Because your mind will rather hide what caused the trauma, what has caused you damage, than allow you to confront it. And that's where I'm at right now, where everything feels like a fucking fog, where there is no path, where I'm lost. And the truth of the matter is that I have to break my cycle that I've always had, because my cycle and the way that I manage things that allow me to get to this point, that allow me to survive, that allow me to do everything that I've done, no longer serves its purpose. It's fucking hard. Because for me, I'm not just reliving the moments in the sense of, oh, I remember everything that happened. No, I'm reliving the moments where my mind thinks I'm back there, where my mind thinks I'm back there, where my body thinks I'm back there. So I'm smelling the same things, I'm feeling the same things, I'm feeling all those emotions, and my mind is racing back to that moment and living everything through that mindset, through those eyes. And I have to break it. I have to break that cognitive distortion where it's like, hey, you're not back there anymore. It's okay to feel all these things, but you're not back there. You don't have to feel like you're in danger. You don't have to feel like everything's about to come to an end. That's probably one of the reasons why I feel so lost, because back then, when a lot of shit has happened, I always felt lost. I never felt like myself because I didn't have a sense of self. Yeah, healing's fucking ugly. That's the moral of this fucking story, of this message, but it's also needed. Because if not, you never really break your cycles, and everything just continues again and again and fucking again. And it's like that saying goes, nothing changes if nothing changes.